Hello, I'm Marie Laveria, and my channel is called Living a Simple Life. And today I wanted to start I'm going to do a few videos on the 7 touchstones for the journey. In my book, A Journey to Authenticity, Finding Freedom, Peace, and Joy. I wrote the book with an understanding that I had learned 7 touchstones along my journey of life, and so because there's 7 of them, I didn't want to make a long video. So I'm gonna start off with making this video will include the first 2, which is freedom and choice, and then I will have other videos, including maybe a couple of others here and there. So today we talk about freedom and choice. And I came about that with that touchstone because I noticed in my life when I was writing the time of 30 years, examining what I had learned in my life journey, I noticed that I didn't seem to have the idea that I had freedom to make choices in my life. I feel like life was happening to me. I got married young and I had children young, and things just happened, and I felt like I had to just go with it. I didn't have a say in it. And that just became apparent to me just a few years ago. So, well, actually a year ago when I wrote the book in 2021. And so that's a very important lesson for me in the area of freedom to choose, freedom to have choices. We all have choices, and we all have some sort of freedom to make our choices. Now, if we find ourselves unable or not free to make choices we feel are important to make, then we need to evaluate our life and make some changes. However, sometimes it's just the way that life happens. We just go with it, go with the flow, so to speak, but the flow's not always in our best interest. So I encourage you, as I encouraged myself when I discovered this, that to really value, to embrace freedom to make choices. And when things come up, it's important to think about, is this choice in my best interests, and in the best interests of my family, and the best interests of my friends? Is it in my best interest? And then we have the freedom to make another choice, not go the route that seems to be put before us, but just kind of like do a little detour and go down a different path, a different choice. And it's important to know that we have the freedom to do that as human beings, as adults. And if you find yourself in a situation where you don't have the freedom, then you need to really look at your life again and say, something is not right here, that I am an adult and I am not allowed to be free to make choices that are healthy for me. So that's my thought today. Living a simple life gives us the time to reflect on these important parts of our lives that teaches us that, some people say to me, Marie, this keeps on happening in my life and I don't know why, and I don't like it. And I say, well, you have to reflect on your life, maybe the last 20, 30, 40 years, depending on how old the person is. And one of my clients looked at her life, and she discovered that she had a pattern, that it was chaos. Her whole life was chaos, and she wanted to stop that. So the only way she could have known that her life was chaos, had been chaos all along, that's what she was familiar with, is that she had to reflect on it to figure it out. So I reflected on my life, and I found out that I did not make some very good choices, and I never thought about freedom to make my own choices. So that's my message today. And thank you for watching. I hope it was helpful, and see you next time.